Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway in Fort Worth, Texas, and today's NASCAR Winston Cup race.
Victory Lane at the Texas Motor Speedway has hosted some big names in just a short amount of time. Today, the stars of the NASCAR Cup Series return to Texas, trying to add their name to the list of racing legends that have seen their stars shine in the Lone Star State.
What kind of a track is Texas?
Texas is a D-oval, which is similar to Lowe's in Atlanta. It can be very tricky to drive, though, because it has a very narrow groove. These guys will have to be patient and plan their passes perfectly if they want a shot at victory lane.
Around here, they like to say everything is bigger in Texas. Like, for instance, the pressure to win. The Texas Motor Speedway is a young mile-and-a-half track with an old and bold attitude. Get out of line here, and somebody's going to kick your gas. All race fans know you will get your money's worth in Fort Worth.
Texas Motor Speedway has been a consistent track for me, actually more consistent in Las Vegas, and definitely, when I say consistent, it's definitely better than Las Vegas consistent. NASCAR 6 though, I was in the lead trying to get to pit road, and Dale Jarrett spins me out, and then I made the caution came out as before I came to pit road, and then I made the 80 move saying, okay, let me pit for tires and fuel to see what happens. And what I should have done instead is stay out, just so I could see. Just like I didn't have to lose any of my track position, I had to start in back instead. But that was the idiot move there. And even then, there's a bit of a problem there. The Jackman almost ran into tire changer, and that was not the best way to go. And that was one caution. The only other caution was right with 3 laps to go. I was trying to get by Jimmy, I couldn't. I ended up in the wall, came down the track into Johnson again, and actually hit Mike Bliss, but Mike Bliss was lap car. I was actually in 9th place at the time, trying to pass lap cars and lead lap cars. I ended up finishing 9th, thank goodness, because I did not want to finish any lower than 9th at that point. The second time around, it was basically Jackman trips. I was actually in the lead again, and Jackman trips, and that pretty much cost me a shot of winning. Indiana was battling Jeff Gordon for 5th spot. Got to his inside, going down the backstretch on the final lap, and I just barely bumped him out of the way just a little bit, and that was all it took for me to clear him and get that 5th place finish, even though it should have been a win if that Jackman didn't trip trying to get around to the right side of the car. So meanwhile, NASCAR 07 on the PSP was definitely quite interesting. I was actually coming on to 11 laps to go. The caution came out, and it turns out it was actually right behind me. I was actually in the lead. And right here, Jeff Gordon's coming out of pit road, and he runs up into Jeff Green. Jeff Green had nowhere to go, ran him up into the wall. And then we had about 7 laps to go, and we're trying to get everything we can. I got too tight coming off of 2. Biffle was on my inside. Tried to get a run down the back straightaway. Tried to clear him before we got to 3, it didn't happen. So what I'm trying to do is get a little bit of side draft, Instead I ran into him, into the wall real hard, and I lost a lot of momentum. I tried to get down, and Jeff Gordon was there before I could get down there, and I spun out again. So then it all came down to a green-white checker, but the white flag was when it really mattered the most, because I was restarting 3rd on the green-white checker, was still in 3rd on the white flag. I got to Elliott Sellers inside, and I'll get that 2nd spot, and I was right on the back of Greg Biffle, as you can see, trying to get everything I could down this back straightaway for the final time, just really going all out, going into 3. Try to get to his inside, he just shut the door on me. Try to get there, laid back maybe a little bit, try to get down low, got there, got low, got to the inside, so it wasn't enough. I finished 2nd, and that was a tough run for me. I just couldn't quite get enough there. NASCAR 08, it was pretty much he had battled me and Mark Martin, because I spun him out here, and he became my rival after that spin, unfortunately. I was doing really well. Oh my goodness. I was doing really well, though. I was running up in the top 10. And then I ran into him again, and I spun out. Just about saved it, though, thank goodness. But never mind, Jeff Gordon hit me, and but I still managed to save it. Well, not until that happened, and I just ridiculously lost about like 15 spots. I'm on the grass now, trying to get back on track, because I knew they'd hit me if I didn't if I went back up on the track. So I ran all the way back to 34th, which is really terrible. But still isn't over yet, as I was trying to get some spots back, and unfortunately, as we're going down the back straight, you can see I am side by side with Reed Sorensen, trying to go to the 3, get everything I can. Ran down into what I believe was Brian Vickers, spun out, and I just completely screwed up there. After that caution, I decided let me just pit and see if I can get some fresh tires and fuel, see if I can kind of coast around and finish. I did pit second time, but it came down to a white flag final lap, where I was trying to get everything I couldn't get past Mark Martin, so I thought, man, third place is pretty good. Hopefully Jimmy Johnson wins this, though. He does, by 18 thousandths of a second, I believe. And I'm sorry for probably the worst camera angle I've had to do with my camcorder on this game, on any Let's Play ever. Now, NASCAR 2004, right in the back, right in my rearview mirror was Kevin Harvick, and he was trying to get on me. Instead, slipped up the track into Hermie Sadler, and the caution came up behind us. We raced back to the line. I didn't gain any positions from that caution since the caution came out. Hermie Sadler had wrecked a bunch of guys after that. You can see the 25 came by the camera upside down, and the 02 had actually blown his engine. You saw the 57 there involved in the accident, and my goodness, he just hit quite a few cars. The engine went right there. And I stayed out for a while. I tried to get down pit road right there, but the caution came out before I could. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get down there, unfortunately, because Mark Martin was there. The caution came out. It was a debris caution with Kevin LePage, who was involved at the end of the first caution with Hermie Sadler. And then, as we finished our pit stop under caution, the game had some urgency for Jeff Burton coming before I did, and I lost 4 more spots because of it. In the end, I couldn't gain those spots back, and I finished second to Mark Martin, who I was battling with for second near the end of the run before we get to our pit stops. So that was a rough ending for me. Second time around, though, was the charm, and this was my first time getting those 6 shooters out. First win at Texas Motor Speedway for me, thank goodness. It was a good time in the second season. Now I go to NASCAR 2005, and it's been a rough race already. The front end was damaged. Then I was so focused on that, hit the wall down there, up there, and down the track I went into Brandon Gaughan. Didn't notice he was down there because I had the roof camera, and I didn't know if he was coming down. The spotter didn't warn me in time. So you can see I clearly came down and into him for no reason whatsoever. He had nothing to do. He was just innocent bystander, as I didn't know he was there. Look at it again. Yep, there we go. And he's got nowhere to go up there too. I hit a couple more cars. And now, again, Brendan Gaughan just had some rivalry going on me. He's just decided to intentionally wreck himself for no reason whatsoever. At this point, I said, let me pit. I got a lot of damage, and I'm thinking maybe I can make a fuel conservation like I did in Vegas. Unfortunately, what I didn't plan on was Ricky Craven right there. He tapped the left rear quarter panel of my car, and I was like, well, fuel conservation's out of the way now, unfortunately, so now I just gotta work hard and try to make it to hold on. With 11 laps to go, though, Jimmy Johnson, actually 12 laps to go, Jimmy Johnson, I ran up into him. Scott Riggs dented my right rear quarter panel, and that was a disaster. And now with the 8 laps to go, Johnson just got under me and decides to wreck me in the middle of turn 2, coming out of turn 2 for no reason whatsoever. I kept going. Johnson wrecked himself. In the end, though, I was able to come away with a very, very strong third place finish. So that was something else, I have to say. So, it was definitely something that I was hoping that wouldn't happen again, but I had to say that the third place was definitely very, very good indeed. So these are my stats at Texas in 7 races. These are 7 races. I have 1 win, 6 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and 0 DNS. My average finish of 3.57. So that's it for Texas. I will see you at the Bristol Spring Race. Just the Bristol Spring Race. There's no night races.